Hello everyone, it's Dimitri, the Immigration Mentor, and in this video we're just going around the area, and I wanted to talk about a topic called building and developing a relationship with your destination country. Today from Albany in Auckland, just been to haircut, and the hairdresser, and had a great time over there because the person, Helen, is very interesting, and she said about our journey to be a businesswoman and owning a haircut business in New Zealand. Unfortunately, because of lack of tourists, there is not enough hairstylists, so it's hard to get good employees, and that was the main reason why immigration started, because people from overseas needed for the market over here in New Zealand. And unfortunately, for some reason, it's really hard to find locals who will stay for long and be good employees. And what I mean by good employees, they won't steal, do their job, you can rely on them. And unfortunately, that's really hard to find for business people. That's why immigration is here, because people who come in from a lot worse countries are coming to New Zealand, see this like amazing life, so they're working really hard because they need the visas, they need the money, they need to buy the house, whatever. And so they doing 110%. And they stay a long time in this job until they get the visas. And then when they buy a house, they need to pay for the house. So do whatever they need to work really good. But unfortunately, a lot of locals that kind of probably don't really see the same values as immigrants, and they're born here, then didn't live in a really bad country, so they kind of, their motivation or initiative to work really good probably not in high priority, and probably they have some other reasons why they work. But again, not all, of course. There are a lot of locals that working really well in different hard jobs, you know, but for the majority, immigration is really needed, not only because there are a lot of skills, shortage of skills over here, but also because you need really good employees who will have really good reason why to stay long term in a job that maybe not paying much and also difficult. So at the moment we just kind of walking around, going to the bathroom. Really nice bathroom over here. This is the library, Albany Library, and expecting rain afternoon. So I want to talk about when you are immigrating, you're actually building and having a relationship with the country you are immigrating to. And it's really important to see it in that way, as because as you have your relationship with your partner, you have also kind of same kind of relationship with a country. So again, you have your costs, you have your acceptance level, the way you feel while you are in this country, and of course your options, like where you can strive in this relationship with that country, you know. So when you start developing a relationship with a country, you first having, you know, like before having even the first date, which is actually when you go in there, you're doing the research, you're talking with the country online. Yes? And as you can understand, a lot of the time what you see in the picture, it's not actually what it is when you actually meet the person on the first date. And that's why the information you get online or as pictures is very, very limited. You can't really rely on it making a decision of immigration. But it can just open up a pathway for you to get to know the country more, you know? So same like in the first date, you kind of look at the profile and the pictures and about, and you kind of imagine in the prospects, oh, potentially I can have maybe have like fun with this woman or man or whatever. Maybe I need to get to know the person more. And then you kind of go on a first date. And first date is actually when you actually go into that country. Or you are getting the documents, or you getting the job offer together, or you just go in there without any further plans, you know? And then you're beginning to build more relationship with this country, and you have like phases of the relationship. So some people, when the first year come into the country, they're amazed. They are in like, you know, the butterflies everywhere. Oh, this is so amazing, this is so heaven. And they don't notice a lot of things that are actually not really good or relevant to the person's life, you know? But the butterfly is actually distorting the person's reality, and then he is in love in the place that he is moved to. But some people don't have these butterflies, they have the other effect. They actually don't like and hate, they want to leave, they don't love the place, and things are not really going well for them. Sometimes even couples, when they're coming here with children, one of the person really like the place and the other one, oh, I hate it, I wish we can go back. And that can create a lot of conflicts. But anyway, you're creating the relationship, and a lot of factors are actually important. It's first of all the level of acceptance, like you're in a place, how the environment and people accept you. So for example, here in New Zealand, you can be accepted by some people, you can be not accepted at all. So a lot of the time you can see here that communities are more in contact with their communities. So Indian immigrating from India, and they slowly or mostly involve in their circles with Indians, and they barely involved in the Kiwi culture. They continue living as they lived in India, but just here in different country. And they don't really accept or open to relationship with someone who is not Indian. Same as a lot of Kiwis. A lot of Kiwis actually don't really want immigrants here. They see it as, oh, we're taking your jobs, we don't need more people here, you're causing the housing bubble. There are a lot of Kiwis that are doing that and thinking like that. But also there are some Kiwis that actually like seeing others here. But generally speaking, oh, this is a nice house somebody built. See? Let's have a look. Oh, somebody was really creative. Nice. The little window. Yes, but I guess the rain will still go. But yeah, nice idea. Yeah, anyway. Or you have people from Thailand, but it doesn't matter which culture. So you have this very strongly here that Chinese going with Chinese, Kiwis with Kiwis, Russian with Russians, So, but for example, if like you're coming from Israel and you have like a really small community, you don't have a lot of people like that, so a lot of time you don't have a choice. You must somehow to seek other cultures and be involved and work harder to get accepted. Or if you are like big community like Indian, probably you don't really even need to know the language. As you can see, a lot of people from China here don't even know English, and they live in here for many years. Or you see like people in Israel who came from the Russian countries never knew Hebrew or know Hebrew. They don't need it because they have a big Russian community and they can even work in jobs without needing to know Hebrew, more than basics. That's completely fine. But it's about acceptance, like if who and how and people accept you. So that will depend a lot from where you're coming from. And then of course you have the relationship with the authorities, with the medical system, with the laws, with rules, with the tax, with all the how to open a business and how to buy a house, and all this area of like costs of actually what can I actually do and how much effort I can spend to have really good life over here compared to where I'm coming from. So all these factors actually contribute to building this relationship. And then when a crisis like the COVID crisis comes, a lot of people kind of rethinking their relationship with the country and depend how they treated them, because a lot of the rules that applied before, a lot of relationship things are changed, the relationship is changed, you know, because there is a crisis. And then you kind of reevaluate, wait a second, is this country still treating me the way I expect to be treated? Yes or no? So that's why a lot of even locals kind of been amazed what is actually changing in this country, and kind of thinking, should I maybe end the relationship or continue the relationship? Because what I knew before is no longer valid. The rules of the relationship changed. A lot of the time when the rules of the relationship change, people thinking, should they continue or not? And as you saw in the previous videos, that my relationship with the country that I'm at have been quite complicated, because the country changed dramatically after 2020. It's already not the same country that it was in 2016 or even 2008, when I first began actually the dating and checking and learning about the country. So the process that I went through is from 2008, said, whoa, I can be a happy middle class in here, you know, to have the basics, like having a house, going to work that I like, raising a family. Someone in my situation as a young person in 2008, that was really achievable, really good photo of everything. And it's like with the years came down, a lot far from what I was expected. Like a wife that actually expects something from the man in the relationship, she has a lot of hopes and expectations, and after they get married, she kind of understood that actually that's not the case, that's not the picture. So she's disappointed. And that's the point that I want to bring, that developing a relationship with a country, you shouldn't make really quick decisions. Building a relationship takes time. So a lot of you who kind of thinking about immigration and want to sell everything you have in your own country, or you don't like what is happening, a lot of phone calls. Yeah, you don't like what is happening there, and you kind of fussy about selling everything. Or you receive this consultation, oh, you have new residence visa over there, let's move. Well, don't rush to sell and disconnect completely from the country you are in. Develop and build a relationship with the new country gradually. Give it time. And most importantly, don't close bridge of coming back to the country of your own. So for example, I had a client that really wanted to just get out of the country that he was and never come back, and he actually wanted to cancel his citizenship without having a new passport, which was actually not the best move. And I told him, keep your country, keep your citizenship, do your minimum obligation that maybe you didn't really want to do them, but it's a minimum that you needed to do until you'll build a relationship with the new country you wanted to move. Because maybe you'll find out that in the new place it's actually not better, it's actually worse for you. Because on the journals it looks amazing, it's a dream. But for you specifically, maybe it's not. So take your time, build a relationship.